interested in education, looking for an alternative to the common schooling system? Do you ask yourself how learning could be fun? If you stay tuned for the next couple of minutes, I will share with you what we've done here in our little village in Costa Rica. In short, school, as we all know, is sitting there and receiving information which we then memorize and repeat. It is from out to in. The government, or in a wider circle, the economy tells us what to do during our 9 to 12 years. School has been around for many years, and it makes sense to maintain and grow the system we all live in. It educates new employees for our industry, and in return the industry provides jobs and money to sustain our lives. So this talk isn't about criticism, the bigger circle. This is more of an invitation for those of you who dare to take a deeper look into some details. I'm talking about educating for the heart, for this inner connection, and for this deeper satisfaction of being a human being. Every child wants to learn. There is a natural curiosity in all children. We discover walking, talking, and understand the world through little things we stick into our mouth when we're kids. But later, when learning becomes an obligation, motivation and curiosity decreases, and the division between I want to and I have to is made. And here a little example from my own years at school. During 8 years of my life I had to learn French. I disliked it, honestly, but somehow I got through all the exams. When I was 23, I went to Guatemala to learn Spanish. And within incredible 6 weeks, I learned more Spanish than French during 8 years. When you're really motivated, the window of your brain opens up and the material goes right in and stays there forever. My motivation there was that cute Guatemalan girl I was dating then, which became my wife and mother of my 2 beautiful kids. Maybe you have seen such an example in your own life when something is so interesting that you want to learn it, and everything you see and learn and hear around it is just absorbed by you so quickly and just saved to your brain right away. This is how learning should be. And the good news is, learning at school can be fun and joyful, fulfilling and inspiring. And this is what's happening in our school in Casa Sula. Every day we see children who learn because they want, because they are the ones who chose which material they want to work on and when they want to work on. We don't teach them, we guide them on their personal learning process, on their own discoveries. By nourishing this natural impulse of curiosity, learning becomes fun. At our school we see happy kids learning joyful and harmonious. Instead of doing math, they play with numbers. And instead of learning how to read or write, they find out the code adults use for providing information. So the secret to this is within our prepared and relaxed environments. Casa Sula's method is not something we just came up with. It is based on investigation of Maria Montessori and Jean Piaget, refined later in almost 3 decades in this amazing school Pestalozzi in Ecuador, and then brought to us by the teachers of Orion. When these teachers decided to join us in Costa Rica, we founded this school, which today is Casa Sula. And here's a little bit more about these prepared and relaxed environments. The secret, as I mentioned earlier, is in these specifically designed environments. An environment which is stress-free, calm, and full of options. Instead of blackboards, scheduled lessons, and children sitting in rows, we have prepared environments and freedom of choosing what and when to learn. We have, for example, reading or math corners, science section, a big sandbox, a kitchen, a workshop. You got the idea. All materials are within reach for the children, and they are to choose what they want to work and then bring it back. The adults are there to guide whenever a child reaches out for their help and to ensure the environment stays relaxed. No bullying, no screaming, no taking away tools and toys from others. And here again, when learning becomes an option, not an obligation, it is fun, and knowledge to brain process is way more efficient than just memorizing. My daughter, she started learning English when she was 5, but not because we pushed her to, it was because she wanted to play with the neighbor's kids. So English was not the purpose of learning, it was the tool which enabled her to play with the other kids. Casa Sula is not just about learning school material, it's beyond that. It's about maintaining that inner connection, developing of decision making, taking on responsibility and consequences for one's actions. It's about connecting to nature, to creativity, to social interaction, intuition, developing from in to out, being the best version of yourself. 150 years ago, maybe, a father was perfectly able to teach skills and tools and lessons to his children, which would endure for their whole lifetime. Things were developing a little bit slower. Being a parent of today, this is a little bit more tricky. I didn't grow up with Facebook or cell phones. My kids might be working on jobs which right now don't even exist and use technology which is yet to be developed. Rather than memorizing knowledge that might become obsolete in a few years from now, the best I can do for my children is give them the opportunity to keep on learning and discovering the world every day through their own eyes, to keep on being curious and hungry, happy and agile for the future's challenges that might cross their way. I hope they can maintain being centered and connected to their essence and being able to find their way in this coming future. But the most amazing school on earth can't be fully responsible for the whole education. There is this other part which is even more important and which is happening at home. Casa Sula is the extended home where they can be with others, experience other materials and do more fun stuff. Thank you for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it and share it with those who might be interested in the same topic. And if there was a part in my talk to which you related to, please write it down in the comments so others can be inspired too. Thank you.